the Chef's Kitchen College Campus Cooking. We are here at Delaware Valley University, beautiful campus, here with Chef Ryan Zellner.
Hi.
Of St. Luke's University Health Network.
Yep, and Met's Culinary Management. So yeah, we are here and we're gonna be making some awesome dishes today. We have 3 things that we'll be making, and I guess we can get started and get going.
And our student, Nicholas Choi, who is a student here at Del Val, will be busy today. You ready?
Yes.
Yes, he's ready. He looks ready, right? And Chef, you've prepared for us, I believe, 3 dishes.
Correct.
That are nutritious, simple to make.
Yep.
And you're going to teach Nicholas how to make them today.
Exactly.
Excellent. Let's get started.
That's what we're here for. So the first thing that we're gonna make is gonna be our starter. We have a traditional Lebanese mujara.
Mujara.
Traditional, but not traditional. We're gonna add a little bit of a twist to it that we like to have. The second dish that we're gonna make is our, as I like to say, our Sunday morning hangover cure. Sweet potatoes, chorizo sausage, some baked eggs in there, some fatty avocado. Awesome dish. People are really gonna love that.
Sounds delicious.
And then our last one is our pappardelle pasta with wild mushrooms, arugula, sun-dried tomatoes, and a house-made ricotta.
Oh, what college student doesn't love pappardelle pasta, right? Nick, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ready.
absolutely
Okay.
excellent. So we're gonna start off, I'm gonna cut up some onions, and then Nick, if I can have you grab your knife. First thing I'm
Excellent.
gonna have you cut up is this yellow pepper. We're gonna dice the yellow pepper.
Got it.
So,
Is this your first time in the kitchen, Nick, or is this something that you're used to?
I used to work at a restaurant and I worked at school cafeteria.
Okay.
So
So you
kind
have
of
experience.
yeah, I'm kind of used to it, but like still not good at it, still learning.
Well, aren't we all, right?
Yeah.
That's why we have Chef here, teaching us all his
that's
techniques.
what we're here for, is just to learn, and the day you stop learning is the day you should retire, is really the way I look at it.
I like that. And that really is in keeping with the basic tenets of Delaware Valley University. You know, learning is doing. And so as much experience you have out of the classroom, doing hands-on work is really beneficial.
Yeah.
So we're gonna slice up the yellow pepper. This is gonna go into our second dish, the sweet potato skillet that we're making.
Great.
But I'm gonna first start off with taking some butter, putting it into a saute pan, and I'm
Okay.
going to saute up and caramelize some of these onions that we just diced up. And this goes on to the first dish, our Lebanese mujara.
Mujara. So a mujara is it typically a rice and beans?
So mujara is rice and lentils.
Rice and lentil beans, specifically
Yes.
lentils.
Yes. So there's many different kinds of lentils out there. I chose to go with a red lentil.
Is there any specific reason why you chose a red lentil?
Mostly for the color. A lot of the lentils have a similar flavor profile. They fall into that same flavor category.
Okay.
But the color of them is what really stands out.
It's so pretty,
They're-
right?
So it's a red lentil, even though it has that
like a
like
pinkish,
peachy
corally-
orange.
yeah.
So even with that, and then after they cook, they lose some of that bright, vibrant flavor, but they
Yes.
fall into that yellow. But it's still super nutritious, very flavorful. So a lot of
Beautiful.
times you'll see it with like a brown or a green lentil, they lose a lot of that color, and it's a little more of those fally tones.
Sure.
I wanted to make this one a little brighter. We're gonna include some pomegranate into there.
Nice fresh
So,
touch.
Yep, we have a fresh
And
pomegranate.
healthy too.
Yes, you can find pomegranate seeds just like this in your grocery store. If not, you can get an actual whole pomegranate. Easiest way to get the seeds out, cut it in half, and then hit the back of it with a wooden spoon.
And they just come falling
They
out.
literally just fall right out.
Yes,
So that's
great.
exactly how we do
That's a
that.
great tip, Nick. You can
Yeah.
take that back to your dorm room, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we have our white onion cooking in the back,
Excellent.
and now we're gonna start our red onion and our peppers.
And the white onion is just cooking in a little bit of butter, you have it?
Correct, yeah, we're just cooking that in a little bit of butter. If you wanna go oil, you can definitely go oil as well. You do
Okay.
not have to use butter.
Okay, okay.
If you are avoiding lactose or anything, for dairy reasons, you can do that as
I
well.
hear everything is better with butter, though, don't
I
wouldn't you
have to agree,
Ryan?
unfortunately. It's
How about you,
my
Nick? Do you
favorite
agree?
ingredient.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so while you're here, Nick, we're gonna have you grab the chorizo. And you're gonna take the chorizo and we're gonna start cooking that in the cast iron pan. There is enough fat in there that we do not need to add any fat to this.
Excellent.
So the big thing is preheat your pan. I've had this pan preheating for a while, so it's already nice and hot. I have a wooden spoon. You can put that in there and start breaking it up.
Beautiful cast iron pan. Are we also going to be serving in this pan as well,
Correct.
Chef?
Yep. So this is one of those, it's awesome one pan meals, so we don't have to worry about doing as many dishes. I know that probably makes you really happy.
Do you really like doing dishes, Nick? Is that something you enjoy?
I'm not a big fan of dishes.
I don't know if anyone really likes doing dishes.
Yeah.
No one's really fond of it.
I'm Ben Rusolowski, and I have the pleasure and privilege of serving Del Val as its president. Del Val is a very unique institution which was founded on the principle of experiential learning and it is embedded throughout our curriculum and in our signature program, Experience 360, or as we call it, E360, which gives students the opportunity while they're here at Del Val to participate in internships, career exploration experiences, student research, leadership development opportunities, and really allows them to develop a resume that differentiates them from their peers so that when they head out into that first destination post-graduation, they are ready for the career trajectory that lies ahead of them.
In my school, we've got all the farm equipment, all the farm animals, all the different majors that will make the food that you're seeing here today. So we've got production units, we've got animal units, we've got basically all the major species on campus, as well as greenhouses, hydroponic houses, urban farming, hydroponics, aquaponics. We kind of grow it all here at Del Val.
Cast iron pairs best with protein, wouldn't you say, Chef?
Yeah, it really allows you to get an awesome sear. That cast iron pan itself is about 40 to 50 years old.
Wow.
Handed down from my wife's grandmother.
So there's really a history behind that pan.
Yep, that pan is what we use. And we just keep moving it around as much as possible. We're going to get that cooked.
Right.
And then once that's fully cooked, we're going to add in our sweet potatoes to there. And really get that moving real quick.
Okay, now the sweet potatoes, have they already been prepared in any way?
Nope, they have not yet. But
Okay.
so we just have a whole sweet potato. For me, again, working with St. Luke's, we're all about nutrition.
Yes.
And one of the biggest things, the skin. Skin of potatoes is where most of the nutrition is.
But the good thing is nutrition has always been key for you, and it certainly is in your job with St. Luke's.
Correct.
And the shows that you've done for Baby and Me, and here now as a college student. I know, Nicholas, you're very involved in athletics here at the college.
Yeah.
So you play football, is that right?
I do.
That's
Yeah.
terrific. And what position do you play?
Kicker.
You're a kicker.
Yeah.
And
Best position. Best
right?
position.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. You don't get hurt too often, hopefully.
Nah,
And I understand that you had a really good season this past season.
we did. Yeah.
So what was your record?
I believe 12-1.
12-1.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
We're not going to count that one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we have this, and we're really breaking it up, doing a great job here. Just get this all broken down as
Just
much as we
broken down.
can. Yep.
Okay.
And then we're
And
just
what's
going to...
making it into like a ground?
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's really gonna, you can see some of the fat from that chorizo is coming out.
Yeah.
That is the pork fat that's in the sausage. And this is ideal to use a raw sausage for this dish. You don't want to use a pre-cooked one because you're not going
Okay.
to get the fat out of it that we want.
It's not going to seep out, right?
Correct. And you want to be able to get as much of that out as possible so that then we can add our next ingredient, which we said was the sweet potato. So one of our key ingredients. So we're going to put those in the front.
Excuse me, Chef.
Thank
Here you go, Nicholas. You can.
Thank
The pan is very, very hot.
Yes.
So you'll need that to hold on to the handle there.
Just still serve it.
Yep. Keep stirring around.
So you've chopped up some sweet potato. We've kept on the skin for the nutritional value.
Correct.
And you're just mixing it into the chorizo. Again, nutrition. When you have practices for football, Nicholas, what is your practice schedule typically during your season?
During a season, we usually lift 2 times a week.
Okay.
And then we practice every single day right after class. It's usually 4:30 till like 7:30.
So, okay.
Yeah.
It's physically rigorous.
Yeah.
So you need to fuel your body, right? And,
Yeah.
and it's probably difficult or challenging to make sure you're having nutritious meals.
Yes,
Right?
it's very
But
challenging.
this is an example of something.
Yeah, it's super nutritious and easy to make. The next thing that we're going to start is I have some sliced up mushrooms here. The mushrooms are a combination of portobello, shiitake, and creminis. You can do any kind of mix you want, whatever makes you happy. But the big goal is lots of fat and a high heat. Those are
Okay.
the 2 most important things when I cook mushrooms, is lots and lots of fat and a high heat. So that we can almost sear them.
Yes.
And we want to evaporate the moisture inside of that as quick as possible. 'Cause
Okay.
the quicker we evaporate that moisture, they're not going to boil. You don't want to
Okay.
boil a mushroom. Then the texture is not what you want it to be. You really want to cook it on that higher heat. And that really gives you what you want for that end result.
Excellent.
All right. So as we're starting to cook here, our sweet potatoes are starting to get soft. We're going to add in some
Red
of
onion.
the red onion that we cut up.
So it's sort of like a large dice.
Yep. And then this beautiful. Oh, that's almost better than what I
That's
can
gorgeous.
do. You must have some practice.
Very fastidious
Yes.
cutting techniques there.
So we just add all that in.
And it's so colorful.
Yeah, that's
dish
the whole
is very
point. It's meant to be as colorful and inviting
Yeah.
and making people happy. That's the goal. Is they say you eat with your eyes. Again, I know
Yes.
we eat with our mouths, but you really want it to look as good as possible. And if you can just change the color up from a red pepper to a yellow pepper to give you that eye appeal is really what you want.
Yeah, that's great. So what we're doing now, hands-on learning, is very much in keeping with the foundation of a Delaware Valley University education. How have your classes, or can you name any classes in particular that have really gotten you out of the classroom and learning by doing, Nicholas?
I usually take so my major is restaurant management.
Okay.
So I usually take a business classes, and then I took a nutrition science class, and then right now I'm taking quality assurance class.
Oh,
with
very
Miss Harvest.
interesting.
Yeah.
So most of our alumni, when they go forward and they graduate from here, there's a variety of things they can do. Primarily, they go into product development, which is developing new products for companies, both large and small. And then there's a variety of other jobs that students can go into. They can work in a lab setting, or they can go into work for the government and government regulation and things like that.
Del Val invests in you from day one to prepare you to head into the workforce directly after you graduate, or to head to graduate or professional school. We prepare you for that first destination. We prepare you for a career. We prepare you for life.
How's he doing over there, Chef?
Absolutely excellent. Like I
Great.
could not have asked for a better partner to do this
Wonderful.
cooking with.
Thank you.
So we're almost there. We have our sausages fully cooked. The sweet potatoes are almost there. Our peppers and onions are cooking down. Now we can start finishing up the mushrooms. I threw some of our fresh thyme in there.
Yes.
Yeah, fresh thyme, my favorite herb.
Love thyme. Makes
it's-
you think of Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Or, yeah.
I cook with it all the time. It's the main ingredient I have in my house at all times.
A lot of these herbs and vegetables and produce have all been foraged from the greenhouses here.
Yeah,
that
as
are
much
right
as we
on
could possibly
campus.
get. Yeah, they have an excellent greenhouse on campus for all times of the year that they can give you whatever you need.
That's really unique.
Whether it's the kale, they do tomatoes in the summer.
Yes.
They have lots of fresh herbs.
Yes.
The campus is really able to provide us with a lot of amazing ingredients that we weren't sure that we were going to be able to get. But they
Right.
can give it to us, which is absolutely amazing.
You know, interesting, just because, and this originally was the National Farm School back 125 years ago when this university was just founded. But there are students of all majors here. Wouldn't that be right, Nicholas? You
Yes.
can be arts and or humanities major, business, life sciences, environmental science.
Yes.
So it's not just food science or animal science.
So we're going to make our mujara real quick.
Excellent.
So I have some pre-done rice right here. So this is a jasmine rice, and it's a little bit longer of a grain. Absolutely amazing, super flavorful. We're going to put some of that in our bowl.
Great, nice and fluffy.
Yep. So a big thing with rice is letting it rest. After you cook it, you let it rest in the pan. You don't want to fully cook it because it'll get mushy.
Covered?
Yep, you leave that cover
So
right
the
on
steam-
it. Exactly, and then it almost steams finish. We then have our lentils, which I cook with cumin and coriander.
Could you also use basmati rice with
You
this
could
as
use
well?
any rice you want. You could
Okay.
use white rice, brown rice, basmati rice,
So
jasmine
whatever
rice.
perhaps a student has in their pantry,
Yep.
that's available on
If
hand.
you want to use instant rice, I'm not going to judge. But you use whatever you want, whatever your heart desires.
Doesn't that make you feel better, Nicholas?
So, all right. So we're almost done with this one. We're almost done with the mushroom pappardelle.
Excellent.
And now we're going to finish the mujara up, my
We're doing
personal
a lot
favorite.
of things at once, getting a lot,
That's the
using
goal.
all of our resources here.
Yep,
And minimal pots and pans.
that's the goal.
Not a lot of
Again,
cleanup.
less dishes. So,
Oh, your
Less
student's
dishes.
gonna love
Yeah.
you.
all right, so I have some cilantro here.
Very
I'm going
good.
to chop some cilantro up. I like to put a little bit of cilantro in my
Now,
mujara.
Nicholas, do you like cilantro?
Yeah, I do.
You do like cilantro.
Yeah.
I put some of my fresh
I
pomegranate
love how the
seeds.
pomegranate seeds look like little jewels.
Yep,
Right?
yep. And then, all right, we're gonna let that cook for a little bit. You can stir the mujara up a little bit.
Okay.
And then we can present it into our container that we have on the end there, the all-clad, the metal.
Right here.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, so we can grab one of our spoons out and we can stir, give this a really good stir. And while you're stirring all of this up and then we place it into our dish, I will start making the pappardelle.
The pappardelle, yes.
Yep, all right. I
So
have
is
to-
this something that can be served room temperature or even cold?
Yeah, so this is something that I really suggest serving at room temperature.
At room temperature.
Room temperature is the ideal way to serve this.
Okay.
All right, now that we have this all mixed together, we're gonna start plating that into our
Okay.
all-clad container, which would be
Beautiful.
perfect. And then behind you, I'm gonna finish up our skillet dish. I have some black beans here, super nutritious, high in a lot of vitamins and minerals that we need.
Yep, nice and filling too.
Yep. adds an extra source of protein.
Always looking for protein, especially
Yes.
for our football players.
Yeah, the more protein,
Yes,
the better.
definitely.
And then one of my favorite ones, which can make this either a breakfast dish or a non-breakfast dish, is we're actually gonna add some eggs into this.
Oh, excellent.
We're gonna make some little holes.
This is the ultimate brunch dish.
Yes, that's
Right?
exactly what this is meant to be. All right, so we crack our egg.
Great. So you're cracking it literally right
Yep,
in
we make a little
the
hole,
same dish.
crack the egg into it.
Beautiful. And then you just let it sit.
Yep, and then we let it sit. You can cover it. You can add a little bit of water if you need to let it steam. You can put it directly in the oven. Any way that you want to get your eggs cooked. And it really depends on how hard you like your eggs cooked.
Okay.
If you like a fully cooked egg, you just let it go a little bit longer. If you like that nice, soft, almost poached egg, you go a little shorter. It's going to take about 6 to 7 minutes for the egg to cook, is really
Great.
what it takes, roughly.
Great.
Awesome.
All right.
So is this ready to go over
Yep,
on our
that is
tasting
all ready
table?
to go, so we
Beautiful.
can put that over. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start cutting up our avocado, and that's going to be the last component of our skillet. One of my favorite components is the
I
avocado.
love avocado.
Yeah, they're
Anything
so
with
rich,
avocado tastes better to
fatty.
me. Yes.
It helps cut that heat a little bit. If
Yes.
there's too much heat, I'm not a huge heat fan. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to heat, but it's really adds a lot of extra depth and components to that. All right, so the
Great.
mushrooms we have cooked. I pulled our thyme out of there.
Excellent.
Now we're going to add some of our final ingredients, which I have some of these awesome oven roasted tomatoes. We're going to add some of the oven roasted tomatoes into our pan.
And did you roast them in
Yep,
your
so
own
these are a
kitchen?
little bit of olive oil, some thyme, and oregano. Again,
Great.
the thyme's
so
another,
seasoned roast, yes.
yeah, my
A
favorite
recurring
ingredient.
theme.
Yes.
Time.
All right, I have a spoon directly to your left that you can use to help scoop that out.
Very good.
We sell a lot of our hydroponic and aquaponics produce through the dining hall on campus. So all the students are actually eating what they're producing on campus.
What makes Del Valle unique is that we're small and we're hands-on and we really care about our students.
What did you just put in that pot,
I just
Chef?
added our heavy cream into
Wonderful.
the pot, and now we're just reducing that down. You want to reduce your heavy cream by half.
Okay.
And then we have our fresh pappardelle pasta here.
Beautiful. Oh,
This is an
love
absolutely
pappardelle.
amazing pasta. You can buy it fresh, you can buy it dried, whatever you want. And if you don't have pappardelle, you can switch to any other broad noodle.
Okay.
Fettuccinis, linguinis, and bucatini, which is like a spaghetti with a hole in the middle of it.
I love
Absolutely
bucatini.
amazing.
And it would capture all of that great sauce that you're
Yep.
making?
Yep. So we're just going to
Terrific.
put that in there, and we're going to let the cream that we're cooking heat our pasta up. You know, reducing those pans, reducing the dishes, the least amount of
And you
after
cook-
work that we need to do. So now we're going to start dicing up our avocado. We're going to slice, then dice. Order of operations.
Nice.
They teach you that in school as well.
Now, I heard that you as a young boy, you actually wanted to be a chef. Is that correct, Nick?
I do.
Yeah. So I thought you had an affinity for what was going on over here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just don't like. I just like when I'm cooking, like when people taste it, it just makes me happy. I don't know why.
Makes you happy to cook
Yeah.
for people. Do you remember the same feeling, Ryan?
Oh, it started when I was a very young boy. My father was a chef, and I just kind of like weaseled my way into it as much. And they tried talking me out of it, but I really just kept persevering and pushing forward. And it's really worked out for me in the end, in the long run. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Yeah.
St.
Now,
Luke's
how many years
University
later,
Health System.
with St. Luke's University and Men's
Yes.
Culinary Management, it's just absolutely amazing, and we love it.
That's terrific. What a great career path,
Yep.
career journey, something for you to aspire to also, perhaps.
So we have our pasta, and you can see most of that cream is gone. It's absorbed into the pasta itself.
Oh, it looks
And
beautiful, Chef.
Our nice
looks
light
really
cream
good.
sauce. A lot of cream sauces get really, really heavy. This one is on a much lighter side. This is something that you might see in like the south of France.
Yes.
Compared to the north of France.
Especially with the addition of the greens on
Correct.
top, it gives
now
it a
we're
nice
adding
light
some of
flair.
that arugula in there off the heat.
Nice
we do
texture,
not want to
too.
cook it. Yes, we do not want to cook our arugula.
Okay. So that's something to remember, adding the greens off of the heat
Yep.
so they don't wilt down into the
Yep.
pasta.
So now you can see it's still pretty whole and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to add a little bit more butter at the end, you can. So my personal favorite way to finish any sort of pasta dish is with cheese.
Of
And with this
course.
one, we made our homemade ricotta cheese. So we made this ourselves. It
This is something you make where?
So
In-
I make this at
You
my
make-
house, at
wow.
a restaurant, at the college, anywhere you want to make it, you can make this. It is 4 parts of a whole raw milk, 2 parts buttermilk, 1
Excellent.
part heavy cream. Simple
Okay.
as that. 4, 2, 1. That's all it is.
Terrific. And this is the final step.
Yep. So
Great.
you just put all that in a pot, you bring it to a light simmer, you let it go for a half an hour, you strain it through cheesecloth, and this is what you get. So we have this awesome mushroom pappardelle,
Lovely.
tomatoes.
Mushrooms.
And if you want to grab both the cheeses, we can put both the cheeses on top.
Here we go. And this is
That's a shaved Parmesan cheese. Yep.
And this is your homemade.
Homemade ricotta. Yep.
Beautiful.
So we'll start sprinkling some of this on, and then the last thing is just a little squeeze of lemon. All right, sprinkle
And
some
to
on.
add some brightness to the dish,
Yes,
right?
that acid really brings things out and makes it a lot more flavorful. And then our very last dish, now we're gonna add our avocado to this, and we'll finish plating.
Nice creamy finishing
Yep.
touch.
Sprinkle it right on top. Beautiful. All over those eggs, make it everything. And then we have a little bit of sour cream.
Gorgeous color too.
Finish the sour cream off. And then we are good to go.
Very nice. I can't wait to dig in.
Yeah,
How
same
about you,
here.
Nicholas?
Thank you. I'm
Okay.
really exciting too.
So I'm going right for this.
I'm going for the pasta.
This is truly a football team's dream, Nick. I think you'll make lots of friends if you show up with one of these dishes outside of practice.
Definitely.
Chorizo just bursts with flavor.
Yeah.
And the silkiness of the egg, that's fabulous.
Yeah. Super simple, nutritious. That's really what they're meant to
Okay.
be. Things to make people
Nick, try
happy.
some of the other dishes that you helped so fastidiously to prepare.
Let me try.
Pasta's fabulous. Really silky. Okay.
Really delicious.
Gorgeous. Wonderful meals. Easy to prepare. You showed us how to do them resourcefully. Really nutritious. And I think we have a chef on our hands, don't we, Nick?
We really do.
All right. Thank you for a
Yes.
wonderful day here. And go Aggies.
Go Aggies.
College campus cooking is a wonderful experience where the chef and a student can work together to make a healthy, nutritious meal, better our skills, and teach people along the way.
It was a great experience. It was a great opportunity. I would definitely do it again.